All right, here's today's chore. There's my low beam on the driver's side, but where's my low beam on the passenger side? And I'll try to film it. There are certainly better tutorials, but I'm just gonna kind of show you the work I do on the van as I go along. In order to change this out, I'm going to need to remove this little piece down here and this little piece up here to get out this assembly. There's that one. This little puppy pulls off of here. And I don't know about the bottom one, but I saw the top one had tabs. So I'm not gonna just jerk this out. Be careful to not, oh, it does have tabs too. So I'm glad that I was careful. Still doesn't want to come out. Ooh, it's cold out. That's why I'm all bundled up. It's just that tab. Oh, jeez. Okay, so this was the tab I was being careful of, but what I didn't know is that these two little guys are gripping underneath too. So they pulled out of here. No harm done. Let's see. Oh, that's awesome. This says LB remove and HB remove. I'm assuming that's high bulb and low bulb. Woo! Let me show you what I'm looking at here. So here's the bulbs that I got. And here is what I'm looking at inside of this bulb assembly. So there it is. So it's looking good. And I'll just put that back where it was. Aha, I heard a little click. I've never done anything mechanically in my life. And this is so simple to some of you, but changing my own headlight out was just huge. And I'm super excited about it. And once I get this in, I'll show you both headlights are working. I hope they're both working. So my ratchet quit ratcheting and I dropped a screw in, but other than that, I did pretty well. Looky, looky, I've got two low beams again. Because I want it up here, right like that. So. There. There. Now I should be able to look and see if something has fallen out of my cupboards, if something is open that shouldn't be. Look at all my cupboards in the future. And it should also give me added visibility through those back windows. All right, for the crack at the front, I wanted to make sure it was filled with some caulk so that things couldn't fall down in the crack. And I got something called wood tone, which is actually kind of like a combination of peanut butter and crap, which is really gross to work with, but it's stretchy. I'll show you the label and we'll see how it works. I'm not sure how great it's going to be. I'm still doing some cleanup. So this is the stuff I got. It is big stretch. It's supposed to not crack, just stretch. So once it dries and cures, hopefully that will help with the movement of the vehicle. And if not, I will be able to tell you this doesn't work. All right, my ugly caulk has been applied. My edging is on the back. The one for the slider hasn't come in yet. And the rearview mirror is on. Time to go up on the roof. All right, the trick is to keep this cardboard for a 14 by 14 template, or so I've been told by every video that I've watched on this. That will be my template. And then this, I will cut and tape over the hole I'm cutting so that the shavings don't get down on my floor. I'm going to cut a 14 by 14 template in the cardboard, find the center of that inside so that I know exactly where it needs to go, climb on the roof and make a line around it to cut, drill pilot holes, and cut another hole in my van. Woo, didn't learn the first few times. By 14. All right, I have taped up the original box with an opening that is larger than the opening I'm going to cut to catch the metal shavings. Okay, I need to get my saw, my flange, my butyl tape, my primer, a brush, this, my tape, and my cleaner, and my drill, and my tiny tripod all the way to the top of the van. And I'm going to be climbing up this super sketchy ladder. No! Because that's what I have. So I'm going to put it all in a bag so that I don't have to make more than one trip. I'm ready to climb. So I've got this foam board to distribute my weight. You can see the pilot hole I drilled so I know where to set my template. First, I'm going to clean this off. So next step is going to be drilling pilot holes in the four corners so that I can get my saw in there. Now I'm drilling with a bigger one that I think will allow my saw blade to fit through. We'll find out. I'm worried because I feel like my drill hole is too much on the outside of this cut. And I think that if I cut it, it's going to be wider than 14 inches. The flange is wide, but I don't want to overdo it. So I do need to get a bigger drill bit. The one I have isn't big enough, so I will have to go back down and get it. And I heard my box fall down underneath. This tape will help keep it from shaking too much as I cut. Okay, now I need to file it and prime it, and then I actually have to stop for the night because I have some things I've got to do. But first, let's see if I did it okay. That's a little loose, but it fits, and it's not too close to the edge. It's actually going to work great. See all those metal shavings? There are a lot of metal shavings up here. Before I take this box down, which you can see how many I caught that didn't go on my floor, which is fantastic. I lied. Now we're gonna file it, then primer, which is Rust-Oleum. It's over there. Actually, I had the tripod sitting on it. So then I will be done for the night. So there we have it. The primer is drying and our Fan once again has a hole in it. All right, we're back again. It's the next day and I am going to finish this MaxxAir fan install on my roof. Again, I don't think I said this earlier in this particular video, but I'm not putting these out to be an instructional video. There's so many of those out there, so many great people that went into every detail, the cost, exact measurements. I'm just kind of documenting the build of this van. So I hope you find it entertaining. I'm gonna try to only give you like the best information that I have, but this is information I got from others. So definitely there are some better creators out there with content on exactly step-by-step if you're looking for instructions. So today, the first step is going to be to wipe that edge down again around the hole I cut. And then I've got this butyl tape, which is like putty, but it's in the form of tape. So I am going to, I'll zero in on the hole and show you. I'm going to apply it around the edge, and I kind of marked with this dry erase marker just to make sure I get the tape in the right spot. You could put the tape on the bottom of the flange that's going on here, but because I've got some higher and lower areas, I'm going to be building those up with that butyl tape to make it an even sticking surface all around. So I'm actually going to be applying it to the metal. I think it's about 50 degrees, and I read that butyl tape can be used between 40 to 110, I believe. So pretty forgiving. So I think I'm good. I'm just gonna wipe down that edge and then start working. Okay, so there's the putty. We'll start with the easier edge that is flat. So I'm going to unroll it and stick it right across here. Whoop, as straight as possible. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it with my scissors. And then peel off the paper. So, it's pretty sticky. Something else that might make this less apt to be smooth, a smooth sticking surface. Looks like I did this one kind of short. I'm not sure how I managed that. All right, now the metal brackets go on the sides and the other parts go the other way. And now I press it down onto the butyl tape. So next steps are going to be, I'm going to put together a wooden frame that will be able to, on the inside, so the screws that I put in up here will go down through it. So I gotta build that, liquid nail it to the ceiling on the inside, and then I will come up here and pre-drill the holes and screw this to the wooden frame. And then I will make sure that the fan is fitting and like actually bolted on there, and everything's good. I'll pull it back off and I'll go around all of these little edges with caulk and then across all of the screws as well. Okay, I need two 17-inch long pieces of this 1x2 and two 14.5-inch pieces, and then I'm going to learn how to use a Kreg jig. I think I also will seal these once I have used the Kreg jig and they have the holes in. That way there's even less chance that they will soak up water if there's any condensation in the ceiling, and reduce the chance that they will get mildew or mold. So this is what it's gonna look like, and I'm going to be using a Kreg jig. And I just had to watch a video on how to use it because I had no idea. I'd seen people use it, but I didn't have the instructions. So let's see how I do. Okay, so apparently I need to measure the thickness, which is 3/4, and use that knowledge to adjust this stop collar to 3/4. Okay, I can just barely see. There's 3/4. So I'll put it in this little hole. I don't think you're going to be able to see this. But there's a 3/4 in the hole. There's actually a circle, so you can really line it up. And then I will tighten it. Whoops. Trying not to slide it around here. It's hard to see what I'm doing because it's so shiny. Okay. So that's the stop collar here, and then the other adjustment I need to make is the stop on the Craig jig, which is adjustable, and it is actually already set at 3/4. I'm only going to use one. So it makes this little screw hole in there to guide your screw in. So fun fact, I needed to put these on each side of the 14.5, and I don't know if you can see that number right there, but that's a 17. I need to cut a new 17 now. So you also need to be using actual pocket hole screws for these. So we have some Craig screws, and I will be putting these in and putting my frame together. It's kind of long and awkward the way these drill bits are, but that's what we could find that would work at all. So, whoop, I did it again. There. Take that. I have a frame. So I lied when I said that the MaxxAir fan would be done being installed today. I am going to include it all in this video if it kills me, but I'm going to seal this with something. I will find something to seal it with to make it less likely to mold, and then I'm going to let that dry, use liquid nails, and then stick it up to the ceiling, and then it won't be ready for me to pre-drill the holes through the roof for those the screws that go through the flange, through the roof and into this, until tomorrow. So tomorrow will hopefully be the last bit of this fan install. This was really fun to learn how to do these, and also really frustrating, but it looks really cool, and I think that I'll be using this a lot because we'll be building out our own cabinetry and stuff. Yet another day has passed. These projects take a lot longer than I think they're going to, but I have my frame. I'm going to apply liquid nails to it now and clamp it, and then I should be ready to pre-drill hopefully after work today and finish this MaxxAir fan install. All right, I am still trying to wrap up this fan install. It is another day, and the last bits I have to do are to pre-drill these holes through metal and wood and put screws in all around. First, I'm going to get the fan on here, make sure it fits. And then, so after I get it all screwed down, then I will put the caulk all around the gaps and on the screw holes, and then screw the fan on. Yay. Okay. There it goes. The fan fits. I should have had that scooted back just a little bit more. The fan is on the outside of those clips, and it wouldn't go down for a second because it was outside on one side and inside on the other. Okay, I pre-drilled one to see how it would go, and then I was going to video the next one, and I should have just videoed it because we have a problem, and that is the glue did not dry. So when I removed those clamps and tried to pre-drill, it just pushed that wood down. That was extra strength liquid nails. It was supposed to dry already, and I'm guessing it's just because of the temperature, even though I was within the range that the temperature on the temperature chart for that product. All right, all of the screws are in the flange, and now I'm going to caulk it and then screw the fan on. Oh, I'll be done in a minute. Oh my God. Right. Every phase of this van build comes with its own little set of, like, oh my gosh, like my face is all red from yelling at life. Comes with its own set of challenges. So I was fighting with the caulk gun, and I guess the inside had just skinned up a little under the tube part where it comes out, the nozzle. I don't know why. It's not like it was not completely sealed until I cut the end of it off, and it just came with that little skin, and that was just too much for the caulk gun. So when it finally did come out, it was kind of gloppy, really hard to work with. I'll show you what I used. There are a lot of things I saw people using, but I like the idea of this one most. It is an adhesive sealant. It's for marine purposes, so it's, you know, designed with the idea of weather and water and movement, so that's important. So this is my ugly job, but the important thing is I've covered up all the screw holes. I filled in the gaps where it was lower. Of course, there is that butyl tape in there as well. And I have got it all the way around, very thick with no cracks underneath. So that shouldn't leak. It better not ever leak. There it goes. It's going home. I'm also making sure I'm leaving the cords hanging out so they can go down into the hole and not be left up inside. I don't want to fall off my van trying to do this either. Down here. There's one side. Woo! There's the other. All right, now I'm just gonna screw this on, and then I'll get inside and lower it down after I pull this off, and then I can clean up the project and it will be done. Hi, I'm getting down low and looking at what is going on with my fan, and basically It fits. It seems like it's seating correctly, but the hole that this hole needs to line up with on the flange is a little below it. So I just climbed down and made sure the cord wasn't stuck in it. It seems to be seated fine. There's a gasket it kind of sits in. I don't know, but I'll get it to go down somehow. Okay, this is really frustrating, but I found that it actually will go in, but I have to weight the back down so I can put this here and then push until the hole shows. And that seems to pull it down and line it up. What a beast. It would be a lot easier if I had waited for this caulk to dry. All right, there she is. A beautiful, beautiful MaxxAir fan. Right now it's extended all the way up, but it folds down snug. I can't say the caulk is beautiful, but it will keep the water out.